And we are live with a President's Choice Cranberry Ginger Ale naturally flavored. Not a coffee at 7 in the evening. I did have a coffee at 5. Maybe too much coffee today. Nah, it wasn't that bad. Just an energy drink and a coffee. That's not too bad for me. That's a normal day. We've got Tanky with us right now. I've invited a few of the others over. I'm just trying to see if anybody's available. It is a bit of a. I just warned people yesterday that I was going to stream today. I think it's going to be more or less common that I'm going to stream on Wednesdays now. It's been a couple Wednesdays in a row that I've been doing it, and it's been doing okay. And, let's just see if anybody shows up. I'm going to send a link to Icarus, even though he's. I sent him the Marauder 2 link instead of the actual link for the stream. That's not very useful for him. All right, let's get that taken care of. Let's send an additional thing. All right. My mic is not working. Well, that explains a lot. We've been live for 3 minutes, and I was speaking in the void. I think. Does everybody hear me? Do people hear me? That is a better question. I have nobody in the chat, and I'm not sure if the other two are listening.
I'll read you 5x5.
All right.
Big Tanky, standing.
I was saying, well, my mic was on mute. Good. We've got our dropship captain Tanky here. We've got our resident lore expert Icarus here as well. Generally, if you want questions about the lore or questions about the books, he's generally pretty good at giving you answers for that. And he's also pretty good at giving you edits if you're writing a short bit of fiction on and trying to just get things figured out. As I was saying as well, we might have Armor showing up in a little bit as well, and we might have Crab coming in pretty soon as well. The two guys we normally play games with every once in a while. I was trying to get Elkite on, but I haven't seen him I've seen him pop up and chat in a few places, but I haven't seen him active recently. He's usually fun to have around, but being in Australia, maybe he's been hit by a hurricane or a tornado, or maybe snakes are trying to eat him, or the kangaroos are busting down his door. It's Australia. It's always something.
There were koalas and chlamydia.
That is a problem with koalas in general. God Lord, it is a terrifying thing to think that most koalas have chlamydia.
I just want to point out, I thought it was the funniest thing ever, but now it's kind of ruined my TikTok feed. Uh, the meme of the little koala sitting in the bush, doing his little koala thing while the '80s hype music plays in the background.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was the funniest thing ever because it was so applicable to so many things in my life. But now it's like, hey, I'm really tired of seeing this little koala. Like, really
I
tired of
I
seeing him.
really I really can't do TikTok just because of that. It just becomes way too repetitive, way too quickly, and it's not. It's weird. I mean, I get sick of seeing the same ads on X all the time, and I've got X Premium,
Mm-hmm.
so I get less ads than normal people.
Shoot far. Well, they've started putting ads on Facebook pages and people's profiles. So like, I'll be trying to creep on someone, see what they're about, and I get an ad for like stiff lip supplements or Marine Corps whatever tactical shirt and stuff. I'm like, why would this person be posting that? Oh wow, Facebook's running ads on people's profiles.
I Facebook is another thing I can't do anymore, but for other reasons. Honestly, I think I haven't gone to Facebook in 3-4 months, and I was only using it to post links to my videos,
Yeah.
more or less. And I haven't seen really any major difference since I stopped doing that. The channel's doing pretty well still. Number of views are down, but that's for everybody on Facebook. I want to remind people
You mean everyone
interact.
on YouTube?
Yeah, everyone on YouTube's views are down because of how the algorithm is doing things and due to purges of view bots. And view bots were affecting channels that were not being view botted as well. So Twitch apparently is also cracking down on view bots. If you can imagine that, that could cause a lot of headaches for a lot of people.
Not
uh,
Pokimane.
or Asan or all of these fun individuals.
Every Twitch streamer, I only know about them because someone else has told me about them. I know of these people in the same manner I know of Chris Chan, not by my own will.
I mean,
I'm
I
gonna
mean,
press X to doubt on that one.
the Twitch streamers that I follow are the actual Twitch streamers. You know, the guys who sit down and play video games for, well, there's
Yeah.
a guy that does it 8 hours a day. Arcus does it 8 hours a day. But I mean,
Jeez.
the guy is, I mean, he plays Nintendo games for 8 hours a day, not just games. He plays retro stuff. And he is known
Fair
as
enough.
the, what do you call that? He's known as the Bob Ross of video games because he's the most relaxed guy ever. And while he's beating Ninja Gaiden in under 12 minutes, a game I was never able to beat.
God dang.
Yeah, he is inhumane.
I just can't imagine. I just can't imagine sitting there. Like, it's bad enough I have to sit here in this chair for 5 to 11 hours a day. It's another thing entire, but I'm getting paid to do that. That's my job. It's another thing entirely that, and okay, cool, we can say that that's this guy's job, but I'm just sitting here and I'm like, what is that like, sitting at home for 8 hours a day, streaming yourself playing video games?
It
8
must be
hours a
rough.
day.
It can't be easy. And I mean, the Arcus, the guy I was talking about there, I mean, he's been doing that since 2016 or something like that. So he's a regular. He's got enough people watching him all the time that it is really a full-time job. So he doesn't have, I mean, just in terms of subs, he's got enough people watching him for it to be a
Yeah.
full-time job. So I mean, in his case, I don't think he's got any issues. The other people I watch generally stream like 2 hours, an hour and a half, 2 hours, 3 hours. Basically they get home from work, they have supper, and they sit down and play video games while chatting with people. That's what they do. I mean, that's what it is.
Hi, Mage Leader.
Is Mage here? What? No.
No, was making his videos. In most all of his videos, he's home from work, and I was going to eat, but Catalyst did a thing, and now we're going to talk about it.
Well, Catalyst did do a thing today. You shared those earlier. We've got a few new boxes that were leaked. No, those are probably Gen Con shows
I
here.
don't think they're leaked, and I haven't gotten confirmation yet that these boxes are currently for sale at Gen Con. All I know is I'm getting as many of these Kirita boxes as I can get. I will have my Shiros and Rokurakubis from the Dark Age in the Battletech scale, and I will be happy.
I mean, if those boxes do exist, and I suppose they do, I don't know if they're being sold at Gen Con. They might just be like demoed at Gen Con. They might have just the demo boxes or whatever.
Well, they
but, I
did
mean, this one's
announce
cool.
these.
You get 3 new mechs and a dragon. Okay, you get a dragon, but you get an Akuma, which is pretty darn cool. The Shiro and the Rokurokubi, which is 2 cool mechs. They're not good, but they're cool.
I think they're great mechs, and honestly, the
4
Dragon
LB2X, I'm not a huge fan of that. The Dragon's a good mech. I'm okay with
the Dragon. Like, if you're a Kirita player and you want to build an Order Lance out of the Kirita manual, you really can't go like 1 dragon on its own. Like, okay, it's just a dragon. 2 dragon on their own. Okay, it's 2. 4 or more dragons? Oh wow, this might be a problem.
This is a problem.
Support each other.
I mean, when they've got the PPCs rather than the AC5s and they're Grand Dragons, yeah, they're a threat. Regular dragons, a little bit, especially in 3025. The dragon with the AC2, I mean, you're there for moral support. The Rokurokubi is a pretty decent mech. The Shiro, I'm not sold on. 4 LB2Xs is a little bit too many LB2Xs for my liking.
So the main version of the Shiro that all the good dudes get is an LB2X, but it's also 4 clan LRM10s and a sword with hardened armor. And then if you do something really, 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 really good, they give you the better Shiro, which is the same as the previous Shiro. They just swapped the LB2 for a clan PPC that they liberated from the Nova Cats. Yeah. The thing is in the fiction, or in the lore fluff, whatever for it, it is considered such an honor to drive a Shiro that if you even jokingly say, "Huh, I sure wish I could drive a Shiro," you will never drive a Shiro.
It's like the Orion 2C, but for the Kiritans.
Yes.
I'm not sure if that's a Venom or a regular spider.
That's a Venom.
I think they said, it's a Venom.
It's a Venom?
These boxes were announced the same time as the Davion boxes. They're just now getting around to showing the artwork for them and the product image for them.
The avatar is an avatar. Yeah, I've done so many of those now.
Avatar.
I've done so many of those now that I don't want to get that box just because I don't want to paint another fucking avatar. I've painted 12 of those.
Yeah. Batch painting.
Oh, that's all I've been
Chimera.
doing.
There should be a Chimera in there, and then I think that's a Panther variant.
Yeah. Well, Panthers you always need more of because Panthers are just
a
good little mech. 21st century box with I think that's a Stalker 2 and not a regular Stalker. This one I'm not sure what it is. I'm not sure what it is. That's the Airy, I think. Or the Gyrfalcon.
Jadehawk.
And I'm not sure what the other 2 are.
The 5.87, like 12 clan SRM6s and TSM murder machine.
And Talons.
Oh, it's the Shockwave.
And Talons.
One of them is the Shockwave. Okay, yeah.
So when they put out the Grey Death Legion box, I said, this is a weird box. why does the Grey Death Legion get a Man-O-War Charlie? And what mercenary unit wants to even use a Man-O-War? But then I see this box and I'm like, you took a Jade Falcon mech, which granted is mercenary available, but a Jade Falcon mech nonetheless. You took a Shadow Cat, so a Nova Cat mech, made it a variant, and then you took a Free Worlds League mech from the Jihad that has an artillery gun on it, by the way, and stuffed it into this box, and then the Stalker's just kind of an afterthought. This might be the most schizophrenic box that Catalyst has released.
They could make a box with 4 Perseus. That would literally be the most schizophrenic thing ever. I just wrote up the video for the Perseus. I haven't done the images yet. I'm just painting them now. But
Yeah.
I mean, when you can put a Beagle active probe foot up someone's ass, it's always funny. I mean,
wait, it's got a sensor in its foot?
It's got one version as a Beagle on one side and a Guardian on the other, on the legs. Because reasons. I mean, I messed around and made one with snub-nosed PPCs in the legs because it would be funny. And I put a 1-ton liquid storage in the head and say it's a full liquor bar. You know, why not at that point, right?
I mean, hey, you know, wow. Snub-nosed
But I mean,
PPCs in the legs
I've put
does
jump
go
jets
kinda
on it, so it
hard.
would.
It's that cowboy aesthetic.
What did it have? Thunderbolt 10s in the shoulders, snub-nosed PPCs in the legs, and ER medium lasers in the arms. I mean, that would actually be a better configuration for a Perseus than most Perseus configurations. Thunderbolts are actually great, would be great on most Perseus because they don't take that many internal slots, and they do great work in general. So it would be a smart thing to do, to go around and look at what Perseus can you do with various level of Thunderbolt missiles. Of course,
I mean, I am a fan of Thunderbolt missiles. I do like them. I just think they're neat.
I like the mid-range ones. The 10 and the 15 I like. The 20 I think is too big, and the 5 I think is not really worth it. But I mean, you can shoot them indirectly, so that is pretty good. So I mean, they have great advantages at what they can do.
I think in battery the 5 could be good. Like there's that Behemoth 2 variant that has like 4 Thunderbolt 5s in its turret.
Oh, don't worry. There's what was it? It's a Sunder with 6 Thunderbolt 5s and LRM and Clan LRM 5s on the other end, on the other side. I mean, shoot those things, and if the guy has an anti-missile, he just has to say, like, where is my anti-missile going against all of those missiles?
I'm going to take out one of your Thunderbolts that you indirected at me. Okay, here's 5 more coming at you. Congrats. I have an indirect fire AC-5. I have a lot of them.
And it's better than an AC-5. That is almost... Well, no, I think you get less ammo per ton, so it doesn't even out, but it's a balance.
Because like the Thunder... Because like, I was trying to quantify the Thunderbolt 20 on account of that Thunderhawk variant that has 3 of them, and so I was trying to quantify the Thunderbolt 20 as being like, okay, it's an indirect fireable autocannon 20 that, while it can be intercepted by anti-missile systems, is also an extended range autocannon 20. But that Thunderhawk is completely ridiculous.
I guess the difference comes into that no one takes reactive armor. You're more likely to be run into like ballistic reinforced.
More reflective. A lot of mechs have reflective, especially in Republican and Ilkon. So
yeah, like the Wolves put that on the Wolfen light Omni-Mech has reflective armor as standard, and I want to say the Alpha,
the Stormwolf has it as well.
Got it.
The Alpha Wolf is stealth armor.
Oh.
Because it's a stealthy rotary AC-5 carrier. Because reasons.
He's so alpha, he doesn't want to be seen amongst the Sigmas.
Exactly.
This is why the clans need their own stealth armor.
I mean, I don't see a way of them really doing clan stealth armor, because the idea of stealth armor is to replace the stuff that was on the Exterminator. So you'd almost be better to go back to Nullsig and Chameleon rather than stealth
That runs
armor.
hot.
But they all run odd. That's the problem of all of those stealth bits. They all run too odd for the ability that you really get out of them. But it's good.
until you put TSM on. Then,
Once you have TSM, that it just becomes a good way of getting your TSM to turn on. That is entirely true. That's what the Liaos keep doing. So
A stealth armor Fafnir with TSM and like 6 light Gauss rifles.
that could be funny. Would it be good? I'm not sure, but would it be funny? Yes, it would be quite funny.
Behold the discount Rifleman 3.
It is a discount Rifleman 3 at that point. It's the Rifleman 3 we have at home.
It's the Rifleman 3 that is still in production.
That too, yeah.
That is the big difference. There's not many Rifleman 3 in production, let's be honest. Which is a fun thing when I'm going through all the units.
sure there are. It's called the Crucible.
Oh God.
The Crucible doesn't have the stealth armor,
Doesn't need it.
but it's got jump jets instead. Ugh. I mean, the one with like 4 AGs is just like, I decided that no planes should fly in this general area. Like, you know, in my general vicinity.
So much Crucible that baffles me, because it's like, you know, we got the Malice, and it was like,
Yeah, the Malice, the mech.
I just had to- I just had to ignore. I had a phone call coming through. I'm getting there.
Mhm.
So, and it was like, oh wow, this thing does like 6 armor piercing at 16 range. Like, this thing is so badass. And then we finally got the record sheet for it, and it was like, huh,
4 LB5s, bitches.
4 LB5s did that? But then we look at the Crucible, and it's like, or hell, that new Annihilator variant with the 4 Gauss rifles. It's like 4 Gauss rifles on a 100-tonner. Okay, that's what could have been doing that damage. Maybe there's a Malice variant that does that. Nope.
No, you've got one with sensor probes, and one that's on 105 tons with risk heavy lasers.
No,
So,
I like that
you know.
one.
The Malice is
silly.
nothing more than a Siamese twin Jaeger mechs that never separated.
That's mean. It's true,
But-
but it's mean.
But then that Crucible with the Hags, it's like, oh, they built this to protect supply lines and protect it from aircraft and stuff. Hey, that's really cool. By the way, isn't there already a mech with 4 Hag 20s? Oh yeah, the Cygnus.
They also even have cheaper air defense.
The Cygnus
vehicles
is
with
built by
Hags.
Clan Else and Snow Raven. Is it?
I think just the horses. I don't. The Ravens got their own big bad assault mech. They got
Deimos.
Deimos. Yes, that thing. The demon.
Deimos.
The Demos. Whatever. They have that. The Ravens got that. And I'm sitting here. I'm like, Clan Wolf, you couldn't. While you were collecting all these warriors and equipment, you guys couldn't have like trialed for maybe a trinary of Cygnuses.
Although it is pretty funny when someone
Like, come
runs
on,
into
man.
your rear line, you know, your weaker units, and they run into an assault mech.
With 4 Gauss rifles and a micropulse laser. It's got a micropulse laser.
But still, running into any assault mech that isn't the Charger.
When you're fighting against the clans, you gotta expect it, because the stone rhinos are gonna be there too, And a
Oh.
stone rhino's not a fun thing to
Yeah.
face either, right?
Which
or a
would be
bane,
health reserve anyway, so,
or the good old bane. Yes, even if it's the one with 10 ultra AC2s, at some point something's gonna hit the ed or hit the center torso critical or something funny. Or it's the Bane Mark II.
Ping, 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 ping,
Or
ping,
it's the
ping,
Bane
through
Mark
armor.
II. And
Ping, ping, ping,
you
ping,
have
ping, ping,
the
head.
terrible situation that happened with a Bane Mark II, where
I
a
mean,
guy
yeah, if you-
with a
if you
Shadowhawk
wanted
said,
your-
I'll get close to it and it won't be able to shoot its Ultra AC2s. And then it gets hit by 4 Ultra AC10s instead.
I mean, there you go. There's your anti-aircraft assault mech for use in the rear lines.
Unfortunately, it doesn't have anti-air, but the Crucible doesn't have it either. I mean, they stopped caring about design quirks a long time ago, I think. So
They're very iffy about
they
it.
don't put the good ones.
They'll put them on mechs and those. They'll put them on mechs and like the source books and the Ill Clan books and stuff. Every now and then they'll be in like, because I have TRO Dark Age, and some of them have quirks and then some of them don't. They're really schizophrenic on how
'Cause
they do
here's
their
the thing,
quirks.
They're even assigned a point value, so you could still balance it around the number of quirk points in a formation.
It wouldn't be that hard to actually make it work, and that's might very well be what what they do with BV3 at some point.
I mean, the entire point of having a battle value balance game is the clans were stomping everyone because they were matching them on tonnage.
Oh, I remember those days. I lost many games in that situation. I mean, that's the reason why I started abusing things like the Caesar, because it's about the only mech that can fight a clan mech at almost even capability, because it's got a Gauss rifle. Basically, you have to look at what mechs have Gauss rifles, and then you can start working from there. That's honestly it. The Caesar. Supposed to be a mech that is barely that was produced to say that the Axeman was being hidden. But I mean, honestly, it's a better mech than the Axeman by a fair margin as well. All right. So yeah, I'm messing with unit formations and stuff like that. So I've got like 3 different ways of doing it at this point, but I mean, it's getting refined. And the last 2 I've done follow more or less the same kind of rules. Because I mean, my Marian Legion, it's really just a list of what units the Marians should or could have more than anything else. I haven't set up any type of surrounding rules or anything. When I was messing with creating the Camachos Caballeros unit, I had a little bit more of an idea. I wanted to have core units, special units, rare units, and then you have, when you make a unit, you have to think like what kind of detachment you are. It's not like a lance or a company or something. Like when you build your unit, you're like, okay, what kind of unit is it in a greater scheme of thing? For the Caballeros, I set up like they can have scout units or line units, basically. So scout being their most common kind of thing, and the line unit being their larger thing. I had already like started messing with things here. When I was messing with the Caballeros, light and medium mechs would always be considered core units. Then you can have the other mechs depending on what kind of units you have. The way I look at this is the same as the old Warhammer fantasy formations, where 50% of your units have to be core, and then the other 50% is either special or rare, but you can't have more than 25% of rare. So you could have like 50% of your unit as regular, then 40% special, 10% rare, or something along those lines. So it allows you to like tailor your formations to something a little bit more fluff wise. And it doesn't use the random attribution tables that I've learned to hate over the years. It's great for, you would just want to roll a unit and just play real quick. But the problem is, half the time you don't have the models for the units you're rolling, especially if you're doing Dark Age, anything. Or CGL doesn't like proxies anymore, apparently. So if you were to go to a tournament with a random attribution table, it wouldn't work quite well. While with an actual unit list like this, you can sit down and be like, okay, what models do I have and what models can I use in the list? I don't know if that makes sense to anyone. Or am I absolutely insane?
Say again?
It's easier to have a unit list to look at and then look at your models to say what you're going to build as a unit rather than rolling it on a random attribution table.
It becomes more personable as well at that time too.
Commanders and named characters can always have whatever mechs they want because they're cool like that. And that makes sense as well. And if you want to have something custom, you could use that here and just increase the rarity of the unit by one step. So if you wanted to have, let's say, a custom commando, well, rather than being a core unit, it would be a special unit. Of course, if you're having custom commandos in your unit, you might have an issue, but that's you do you once again.
Usually a custom is a one-off thing until the storyline calls for it to be put in production in more numbers.
Mm-hmm.
What even does a custom commando look like?
Loaded up with lasers. I mean,
I guess you go full laser or full SRM.
You remove one of the medium laser, and you replace the SRM4 with another SRM6. You have 2 SRM6, 1 medium laser, and 2 tons of reload for your SRM6.
Now you just have a slower Jenner variant or a.
You've got
what is that thing?
Javelin. You've got a Javelin that's 25 tons.
It's not bad.
Stealth armor.
Put stealth armor on, of course. Put stealth armor on. I mean, why not?
It's not bad.
I know. I mean, you can do customs, whatever. I mean, people can do very fancy things over time.
Well, it's to me it's about keeping the spirit of the mech. Like, yes, I could strip everything off of the 25-ton commando and upgrade the engine so that it's going 711 now, and give it all this. But what did I just accomplish?
It's not a commando anymore.
Exactly. Now, the Nova Cat that I'm cooking up, I've got lore reasons for making it a non-Omni and I guess jailbreaking it, you could say, like it is.
Yeah.
And I've got lore reasons for the Sagittarius that I'm also cooking up. But, there's lore reasons behind these things. It's not just, I wanted to optimize it, because Nova Cat is actually going to really suck. It's actually going to be a pretty sucktastic machine. It's just going to be silly, and it needs to happen.
Silly things are often fun, and you never know when funny things can change the game altogether.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, it is what it is, but I'm not about to rock up to the game, say, oh, here is my custom awesome. Oh, cool. Awesomes are awesome. Let me see your record sheet, if you don't mind. Here you go. A Clan XL engine, Clan double heat sinks, clanned out everything. What's that? 4 large pulse lasers.
Dude, why don't you just field a Warhawk?
Yeah, there you go.
In its hand. Congrats, sir. You just made a awesome 2C Solaris nightmare thing.
I mean, the problem I have with that's what I was messing. I was messing with my son a little bit earlier with messing with the Targe because
Yeah.
we saw the bad mech review, and that's one of the ones where we all agreed that it is accurate. It is a bad mech, but it was like, could you make it good? And the only answer I had was, well, I could stick clan gear in it. Then it'd be good.
I mean, I could, but why would I waste that on a Targe when we have plenty of other 40-tonners laying? There's Hermes, there's Cicadas, there's so many legacy pieces that
It ended up with 3 ER small and a clan LRM 20, 3 clan ER medium ER small lasers, and a clan LRM 20. It wasn't bad.
Really expensive, fast, mobile LRM 20 launcher.
Exactly. Argyle is saying core special rare works with your fluff coming out the core more often than what your core is. It also makes sense. I mean, the way I was building it for the Camachos Caballeros, they're the one that are a little bit more weird. I mean, if we look at the other ones, they're a bit more straightforward, but light and medium mechs are core because the Camachos Caballeros are not supposed to be a heavy unit. They're a light cavalry / recon unit. Mm-hmm. You can't take assault mech and a scout detachment. Kind of makes sense. And heavy mechs, it has to be an heavy mech that goes 5.8 or has jump jets. To be a special or any other rare heavy mech would be a rare unit. For line detachments, you can take assault mech that have jump jets or are faster. And heavy mechs with jump jets are core units, while other heavy mechs are special. So this one here was a little bit, I mean, it's a mercenary unit, so it might be behaving differently as well as how I was writing things. But I mean, then you have the unit list per tonnage. I mean, for the Camachos Caballeros, what I did, I started, they're in the Free Worlds League. So they're going to have Free World Leagues back. And they're very close to the Lyran Commonwealth, and they worked for the Lyran for the longest time. So they're going to have Lyran mechs. And they also worked for the Federated Suns for an extended period of time. So they're going to have Federated Suns mech, but not all of them. So it gave me a bit of an idea and a bit of a group of what mechs I was going to give them. Of course, the limit, it does make of an eclectic mix. The Hermit Crab is there because it's being built right next door to where they live. So that's an odd mech, but it's there.
Any chance of them having Kurita mechs? Because they did work for the DCMS for a little while.
They wouldn't be able to keep them maintained is the problem.
Oh, okay. I'm tracking. Never mind.
Like, I mean, a commander might. Like, you know, you could have a commander with a Shiro that he stole off someone. That's possible. And they're going to be paying the big bucks to keep it repaired, right?
I also feel like they're going to be needing some security to keep that thing from getting repatriated.
Yeah, but the Shiro might have been a wrong thing to say. Or let's say a mauler. A mauler.
No, it's all good.
Yeah, but I mean, you could have like their original commander in the Clan Invasion era, the Timberwolf. I mean, if your commander as a Timberwolf, fine, that's good. I mean, he's his own character. He's got his own thing. And I mean, if the regiment wants to keep it running, they're going to pay the big bucks for it. And they're okay with that. While the rest of the things here are things that you can either replace, repair, or sometimes it's going to be hard, which is why they would be like count as a rare, like this assassin here. I mean, most of the time you won't have assassin spare parts floating around because there's just no assassins floating around because they all suck. I did say that. I did say that. I'm okay with it. Like the Clints, I mean, they would be able to have the Clint that are the various Steiner variants of the Clints, because the Clint has a bunch of Steiner variants that are built by our Steiner on Defiance. So you've got a few of those things that they would be able to run, but they wouldn't be running the standard Clints or things like that. So it gives you a bit of more of a restriction, but gives you a bit of an idea. Blackjack Cobra is a bit weird. I might remove it because it's just an odd mech.
The what now?
The Cobra.
Cobra.
Yes, the Cobra.
Jamie, pull that up on screen.
There you go. We've got the Cobra here.
That thing's weird, man. What is that? It's like two LRM
15, two LRM 15 and 2 medium lasers and no case on a regular engine. It's a
How much
suicide
does it
machine.
weigh?
45 tons.
Isn't it a precursor?
So
to the
it's
crossbow?
a
What was
it's
it,
a
Armor?
shittier Crusader.
Like, isn't it a precursor to the crossbow?
No. It's a 3060 machine. It's a late era machine.
Oh, so it's taken from the crossbow.
Yeah, it's a really the model itself looks really. This picture here is really cool. I'm okay with that picture. Then you get the model from Iron Wind Metals, and it looks terrible, really bad. But it's a fast 5.8, 10 double lead sinks, which is more than enough to fire your 2 LRM-15. You've got a decent amount of ammo.
Mhm.
The upgraded version is case, but it has a light fusion engine, so it doesn't really balance it out.
I don't know, man. I
I mean,
kind of
it's
stand light
4.1
fusion
million.
engines a little bit.
It's 4.1 million C-bills. It's dirt cheap. It's a medium mech with fire support capabilities. I'm
And
perfectly
you don't
okay
want
with it.
you don't want your fire support up close anyway, so it doesn't really matter if it has case or not, or a light fusion engine or not, as long as can it put warheads on foreheads. If yes, all right, kind of cool. But at the end of the day, I'd probably shell out and spend a little bit more money and get a Crusader or an
Isn't this
Archer.
just a
Or if I
faster
need it to be a
Whitworth?
medium, I'd probably I was gonna say I'd probably go with a Whitworth or a
A trebuchet.
LRM Javelin or a dude.
Trebuchet?
The trebuchet with clan LRM-15s and medium VSPs fucks so hard. We're in the market for 2 of them for dropship defense. That's how great that mech is. We're looking for some.
What else do we have? At 50 tons, I've always noticed, is where you get the most mechs in almost every single one of those lists.
The stuff that's actually terrifying.
What is terrifying?
Most of the stuff at 50 tons, 45 tons is where you start getting into actually dangerous.
A Blitzkrieg, that's always dangerous. Blackjack Omni, Centurion Omni, the Ghost, which is another cool mech. It's not fantastic, but I'm pretty sure. I mean, I played it a few times in the campaign. It's okay.
Is
And
it statted out as a light mech or a medium mech?
That's a 50 tonner.
Oh, what's it got?
2 light PPCs, 2 MML3s, and an ER medium laser on the standard.
And the upgrades?
One of them disguises it as an industrial mech with a chainsaw and a pair of large pulse lasers.
Oh, so I think that one, the WizKids did make the miniature for that.
Oh yeah, you got it here.
And the one of the guys who won the, what was it? I think it was the 2008 World Championship. There were 2 boxes put out to coincide with the Solaris release.
Mm-hmm.
And the one box was like the top 4 champs, which had the new Direwolf sculpt and Marc-Andre LeBlanc.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a Quebecier as well. I've seen him around on some of the mechwarrior groups. Seems like a pretty cool dude. But he got that Direwolf, but one of the runners up got that Ghost with the chainsaw, and its name was Lolcat.
Yes, this is what it says on the base here. Lolcat.
Yep.
I mean, I'm okay with it. I mean, it's a decent mech. I mean, it's fast, 6'9" for a 50 tonner. It fits perfectly well with the Camachos Caballeros.
I mean, he's going to get up there. He's going to range out ahead of the fire support lance, get in the woods, and start carving the trees down to establish the fire base. It's actually a pretty diabolical mech. As far as
all the hatchet mechs ended up on the list, but that's because most of them are built by the Lyrans, so it makes sense. There's a Sarath, a quad Omni from the Free Worlds League. I don't think it comes from Clicky Tech.
Nope. That thing is based off of I do believe it's based off of Word of Blake designs and technology. And even
Quite
though it's
possibly.
introduced in the Dark Age, the only quads we had in the Dark Age was the Jaguar, the Stalking Spider 2, we got the Xanthos, and then the Ursa, and
No,
the Fox thing. What is the Fox called? The Thunder
Thunder
Fox, I think. Yeah, we got
Thunder
that.
Fox. I mean, it's 5.8 plus TSM. It's got tons of lasers and DPCs. I'm pretty sure this is good, and it fits again with what we've got here. So, Bushwhacker because it's available to the Lyrans, Cronus because it's available to the Free Worlds League, Dervish because everybody and their brothers have Dervish. You know, I mean, it's like Griffin, Shadowhawk, Wolverine. I think in every single list I'm going to do, there's always going to be Griffin, Shadowhawk, Wolverine. No, I didn't put it in the Tamarind because the Free Worlds League doesn't have that many Griffin for some reason. Because they've got the best Wolverines. That's probably why.
Could be.
And then, I mean, with the Camachos Caballeros at 60 tons, all sorts of different things. This one here I had never seen before, the Anzu. It's a
That
summoner
thing's
we've got at
actually
home.
pretty good.
Oh, yeah. Ultra 10, LRM 10, light PPC, ER medium. I'd almost switch out the light PPCs for more ER medium lasers, but that's me. I mean, quite decent. It's a decent loadout. It's the summoner you've got at home.
I think it's got more armor than a summoner. Is it?
The summoner's got decent armor. It's the Elbringer that's terrible for armor. Omni quads, I also agree that Omni quads are generally not top of my list of things that I would buy. Let's say. I mean,
176 points of armor.
You're checking the armor.
Yeah,
armor is checking the armor. Champion and Lancelot, I'm not sure I'd leave in the list because those things are rare as balls as well. There's the catapult that people think is common, but is actually also rare as balls. At 65 ton for the Crusader and the Thunderbolt, I put you can only take the versions with the jump jets, since that's kind of what a scout unit would want anyways. And anyways, for the Thunderbolt, the one with the jump jets is the mercenary version from the what's their name? Eridania Light Horse. So it kind of fits as well as a mercenary mech.
One with jump jets.
Exterminator I've put on every list as a rare mech just because it's fun to have exterminators floating around. Doesn't mean they're good, but the Barghest, I found that it was fast enough to put in the list as a 5.8 quad mech with LB20 and 2 ER large. It is a really odd mech. I've never seen it look good, but I'm sure it actually plays decently here.
Didn't someone take it to the next pubic ceiling?
I mean, I'm sure there's versions that are pretty nasty of it. One with an ER PPC and an Ultra 20. Heavy Gauss rifles. Improved heavy Gauss rifle and a quad turret. I mean, at that point. The almost perfect mech for the commander in Camachos Caballeros would be a Falconer. It's fast. It jumps. It's got range. I mean, what more could you really ask for a standard commander in a mercenary unit? It's not super common, but Tar Ace makes them, so you should be able to buy some. Hello, Cyric squared. Hello. I mean, Thunderbolts are always a good mech to have in anything. Flashman, also a very good mech in that kind of formation. They don't have jump jets, though, but they're still pretty good. For the assaults, the list for the Camachos Caballeros was pretty short because, well, they wouldn't be using a whole lot of them to begin with. Sagittaire is because the Marians are building one in Vengeance, so that's why it's there. Triburana, because that's Tribaruna. What's the Tribaruna? Okay, that's how it's said. Because it's a assault mech with improved jump jets that goes 355. Because jumping is fun. A quad that goes 355. It's an odd mech.
354, 354. 355. Let's see what that
Is it 355 or 354? It has improved jump jets. 354.
The Neanderthal.
Hey, it is a Free Worlds League mech. Surprisingly, I thought because it had an axe, it would be a good old Defiance special, but I mean, 2 snub-nosed PPCs, 3 M pods, and an hatchet. Let's
3 M pods?
Hey, why not?
Dude.
I'd put 3 medium lasers instead, but that's me.
I was surprised when they increased it when Catalyst determined it was going to be an assault mech, because it was a heavy mech. But it's an assault mech. I'm with it, man. And I mean, 3 M pods, man, like that is, whew, lordy.
That is funny.
I'm a fan of.
I mean,
I'm a fan of M pods. I think they're silly little devices.
I mean, at 6'9" with the triple strand myomer on, smacking someone for 32 with the hatchet. Yeah, that's it. That works perfectly fine for me. And that's a great mech.
Oh, go on. I'm sorry.
That's a great mech to have in the Camachos Caballeros with every single other mech with hatchets.
I keep wanting to call it a thug because we never even called it the Neanderthal. We just said the thug because all the Neanderthals were named mechs and owned mechs, and one of them was Thug. And it was with, I think Thug was with Banson's Raiders, and it was one of their better heavy mechs. And, I mean, you could just run that thing up into close combat, pop the repair special ability on it that Banson's Raiders had, and, I mean, you just stay in the brawl for the longest time, man. That thing rocked. I got a guy locally who actually took the Pillager from the Assault Lance and converted it into a Neanderthal. It actually looks pretty cool.
What we're doing is basically actual unit lists rather than going by the MUL with an idea of, well, what's going to be more common, what's going to be a little bit of a special unit, and what's going to be a rare unit. We're looking at Camachos Caballeros right now, which is a mercenary unit. So the mercenary units will probably be closer to something like that, except the mercenary units in name only, like the Calhounds and things like that, might have special, more specific rules for them. But, I mean, for mercenary units, it might very well be something a little bit like that. And I have a section here for the battle armors that they can use. The Caballeros seems to be using still a lot of standard infantry, so all battle armors would be special or rare units. So that would be rarer to have these kinds of guys around. Another thing that I put down, common SPAs for pilots in the different regiments and different units, like with the Caballeros, Jumping Jack, Terrain Master, Eagle's Eyes, really scout SPAs, and the elite
scout, yeah.
And the elite pilots, Maneuvering Ace, Odd Dog, and Natural Grace. Once again, a little bit more, gives you an idea of what the pilots would have. So you can build a unit rather than having to always roll in on the random attribution table. You can build yourself a unit looking at the boxes you have or the stuff you printed. I don't care. I don't mind. And you're like, okay, well, I want to build a Cabacho Caballeros unit for Vengeance, or even, I mean, this would be valid for Dark Age because I haven't really put anything fancy in there. And you'd just be like, okay, I'm going to do this, and build your own unit from there. So it's a little bit more, it might be less flexible than a random attribution table, and it might be a little bit different of a way of building things. But I think it makes sense. And here we've got a more regular unit with the Tamarind Regulars, who are, well, the regular units from the Duchy of Tamarind Bay. So here you'd have a little bit more of a the same kind of thing. You've got different types of detachments, and the detachments tells you what kind of mechs you'd be able to use with that particular unit. So for the Duchy of Tamarind Bay, it's a Free Worlds League unit. You're going to mainly have Free World League units in there. I don't think I might have put like a few little things from like the Lyran Commonwealth in there because they fought the Lyrans a whole bunch, but not that much. And we're going to see that I've made a little difference on these as well.
And
So,
Lyran units are going to be like uncommon and rare type stuff.
exactly.
Commander wants to ride that Hauptmann that the PFC just took down last week. Like, good kill there, PFC. That's my mech now.
That sounds about right.
That's the way it goes, man.
Line. Okay, so for the Tamarind regiments, you've got 4 types of detachment. Line detachments, which are your regular units, focusing on heavy and medium mechs. Heavy and mediums are core units. Light and assault mechs are generally special units. Defensive detachment, you've got heavy and assault mechs with light and medium mechs being special units. So, I mean, it gives you an idea of like, what am I building and how it's going to be built. Cavalry detachment, you're going to have light and medium mech and fast heavy mechs, 6.9s or 5.8s with jump jets. Anything else is a special unit. Assault mechs are going to be rare because you shouldn't have a assault mech in a cavalry detachment. And if you do, I hope it as jump jets. Basically, I hope it's a Marauder too. There's a few others. And scout detachment, light mechs and fast mediums as core units, fast heavies as specials. You shouldn't have any assault mech in your scout detachment because you don't have chargers. That's why you don't have chargers.
I was about to say, doesn't the heavy Scout Lance box have a charger in it?
Yeah, but do you really think the Free World League has chargers floating around?
Nah.
There is that. So the way I wrote things here a little bit differently, you'll see a lot of units have always one rarity more common than usual, or always one rarity rarer than usual. So if this thing would be a special, then it becomes a rare unit. If it was to be a rare unit, you just can't get it. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So you can build yourself still a unit with some of the fancy stuff, but at some point, you're just not going to get it. Fleas are about the only place where you can get them freely as the Free Worlds League, so that's why it's easy to get there. Mercuries and Torns, they're an uncommon mech just about everywhere. So it's normal that they're a bit rarer than usual. Locusts, Stinger, Wasps, those things you just buy by the dozen. You don't buy them by the unit, right? The Commando I put as a no modifier to buying it because at this point, the Commando's been around for 650 years. I'm pretty sure they've got a few floating around. At least a few. Then you've got one of the ugliest mech in the game, the Eagle. I just think it looks really, really bad, at least from that art here. I really don't think it looks good. It's well armed, an ER large, an ER medium, and a tag on a decently fast 25-ton. Pretty sure it's good, but it looks terrible. I mean, if you're playing 3068, if you're playing 3068, I mean, you can take the base idea of what I've got here and just use it for 3068. It's not that hard to just remove the mechs that wouldn't exist, like that Hermit Crab there. I mean, I think the Hermit Crab's post 3068. Yeah, 3104. So, I mean, you wouldn't be playing with the Hermit Crab, but you'd be playing with everything else.
You swap out the Hermit Crab for a light mech with some medium lasers, or if it's available in 3060, the light PPC is available then, so you just find a Hermit Crab analog.
Or you just take it out the list. I mean, you don't need it in the end. I mean, it's just there. Urban mech, rare in all but defense detachment, because nobody else would want to have a regular urban mech floating around in their unit, right? Hermes being dirt common for every good people in the Free Worlds League being there. The Firestarter, I mean, in every single list I've done at this point, if the Firestarter is there, it's always rarer than usual because it's supposed to be rare. Surprisingly enough, to some people who've just played the video games, the Firestarter is supposed to be a decently rare mech, except for the people in the Lyran Commonwealth that still build it from Coventry and Defiance. Everybody else, I mean, there's a reason the Firestarter Omni got so popular. The Owens Mark II that I designed for the video would be one rarity rarer than the regular Owens, which is fairly common in the Free Worlds League, so that would fit there. So, I mean, the Owens Mark II has double heat sinks. That's the big difference on it. So you can actually shoot your weapons on a Owens. Isn't that awesome? Raven, one rarer than usual. I mean, the Free Worlds League had enough deals with the Liao that there'd be a decent number floating around, but it wouldn't be a common enough machine. Same thing with the Wolfhound. The Wolfhound 3M you would be able to get easily because that's the Merrick one with a light Gauss rifle. Any other Wolfhound would be hard to get, but I mean, they've built so many of those that you'd still be able to get them. Hermes 2 Dirt, also super common. Icarus 2 super common. Assassin always rare. For 45 tons, I literally went through every 45 ton and I was looking to see like what 45 tonner are available to the Free Worlds League in general. And outside of the Phoenix Hawk, there's the Kudo that they built for a short period during the Jihad. That's it. Vindicators, because they've got deals with the Liaos, I've put it there. But outside of that, there's really not many 35 tonners in the in the Free Worlds League. I mean, it's close to a Free Worlds League list here, but if you go with other units in the Free Worlds League, the list itself would probably change just because of where they are. There'd be more Liao unit, less Liao unit, maybe a couple Curitan units starting to pop up, things like that. Hunchback in common and defense detachment. Everything else wouldn't be super common. Blackjack Omni, Centurion Omni, they build those around there as well. The Shockwave, which we saw in that box, I think, over there, which is another, I think that's another clicky mech, probably.
Yep, and it has, there's a variant with a, I think it's a thumper, and then there's a variant with,
why not? Why not still an artillery gun?
Rack.
Yeah, well, the base one is a Rack 5, an LRM-10, and an ER large laser. It's entirely functional for a 50-ton mech.
No.
I mean, quite a likable little machine. Built in the Free Worlds League, once again. Apollo Dervish Quasimodo, which is the modern Hunchback. Shadowhawk and Wolverine, more common than usual. The Wraith, the problem I have with the Wraith is that the people building them in the Free Worlds League went bankrupt. So their business kind of collapsed. So this one, I'm not 100% sure. They're the ones who made the Eagle, the Wraith, and the Yeoman. And they kind of went bankrupt. Because the Principality of Regulus kind of bombed their planet with nuclear bombs. You know, the fun stuff that you normally do for pleasure in Battletech. So I'm not sure if that should stick around or... Because, I mean, the Wraith is such a good mech.
Are they still being built in Tamilid? Is that what it said there with the company?
They're built... Ellispont builds them now in the Kaplan Confederation. But it's a group of them. It's the 4 wings and the 5s and the 6, 7 wings. It's the winged ones that are still being produced. The regular one, they're not. I am confused by some of those things. It might be because whoever was designing the setting got killed too often by Wraiths and they want them to be removed from the system. I'm not sure. Because it is a damn good mech. It's just maybe too good for its own good. Unlike the yeoman, which is certainly a thing. Is it bad? Maybe. Is it good?
Behold, a
Some.
catapult.
I mean, you got a lot of missiles on it. You're not going to overeat too much with it. It's not super fast, but it doesn't jump. If it jumped, I think it would be a very good mech. But without jump jets, I'm not sure.
That's what the alternative version is for.
Yeah, but it's got MML5s instead of the LRM15s. So
it still has the 2 LRM10s and then the 2 LRM
yeah,
MML5s.
you got less.
Four MML5s.
Yeah.
Just a bit less missile tubes then.
You got an XL gyro, which we've seen is a problem as people don't like getting it in the gyro for some reason.
Simply don't get shot.
Oh yeah, there we go. There's the strat. Don't get shot. That is a good strat. You are right, though. Rifleman, I mean, Rifleman is another thing that's going to be in every single list, I am sure. Exterminator, always rare. They have the Ostwar, which is always a fun thing to put on any list. But the only one that's in production is the Tree M ear. The one that we've got the stat block right here, because the other two, that's an antique, and the other one's one that was not put into production for a couple, 100 years. So there's a bit more limitation with the Ostwar. Thunderbolt being more common than usual, that's also normal. Archer being more common than usual, that's also normal. Cataphract due to the trades with the Liaos. The Gallant's an odd one because of who builds it. Normally it's Scoble, so it would be like almost nobody has access to it, but Starcore also builds it. So, and it's Starcore in the Free Worlds League. So you've got an odd jumpy mech. That's a very odd mech in my book. Large pulse lasers, MRM 20s. It's got like some of the worst weapons in the game. But it's cool.
So you have the weapons with no range and the weapons with no accuracy.
A weapon with no range, a weapon with no accuracy and lower range. I mean, I'd always switch those for an LRM-15. An LRM-15 would be better than that, an MRM-20. And it takes the exact same range. A Streak 2 and a Flamer. And it jumps a lot. 355. I mean, 14 double heat sinks, so it's not going to run too terribly odd. Just a little bit. The Guillotine, which is common in the Free Worlds League, but nowhere else, basically. Great mech, though, so that's perfectly fine. Viper, which is... I read the fluff of it, and I'm never sure if it's actually in production or not in production or what bit is in production for it. But, it's a big heavy mech with 2 blazers, basically. Or if you go with the clan versions, 2 clan ER large lasers, yeah, that sells me on the mech normally. It's pretty good weaponry. Warhammer for all the Warhammer fans. Black Knight are built by Kong. I'd probably have to make a restriction on it to say that it can't be the Black Knights built by Robinson or the Black Knights with the shields from the Dark Age. The Black Knights from the... what do you call those? The Black Knights from the Republic of the Sphere. I don't think those would fit in that particular list. I'd probably have to play with it. Oh, I've closed the page. I closed the page. I'm just going to go here. I'm going to reopen it. Bloop. There we go. What else do we have? And it gives you an idea of what you would build in these units. Oh, I haven't split it here. Okay, this one here I haven't split in more categories. I'm just going to do that later. The Thug, I'm not sure where it's built right now. I'd have to have an idea because Earthworks builds them, and Earthworks is a massive manufacturer, but I mean, I'm not quite sure of where is what. I think Keystone is in Clan Wolf space now. Yeah, Keystone's in Clan Wolf space now. So, I mean, they'd have plenty from before, but I'm not sure they'd be able to keep replenishing them.
What variants of the food would they use then? Just
Neanderthal, we talked about. Goliath, awesome, are very common in the Free Worlds League. Crockett longbow stalkers are also common. I might actually put a tag for more common for the stalker on the this particular group. Emperor is built in Son Hoa. Same thing with the Highlander. They're built by Starcore right next door. They're an independent manufacturer now, so they build whatever they want. Regents are being built in the Free Worlds League. It's just all the parts for it come from Clan Seafox, so I'm not sure maintaining them is going to be all that easy. Spud, we are looking at army lists for the different factions. I'm not done with that at all here, but I'm working on getting things moving. Albatross, Sirocco. I mean, the Grand Titan, I'm not sure it's still in production either, because everybody says it's a Word of Blake mech. So I'm not sure this is still in production. It is a really weird mech, yes. And it's got like case in the legs when there's no ammo in the leg or something like that on the official record sheet. So there's weird things about this one as well. The Free Worlds League has a decent amount of battle armors. And the way I put it is, if you have an Omni-Mech, you can carry battle armors. That would make sense on most of the situations. And I actually did a list of tanks for the different units, which is weird because you do have to dig quite a bit. Battle tanks, other tanks, combat support vehicles, which is all your fire support, MASH trucks, partisan AA guns, things like that, the odd side units there. Artillery, which is also a little bit odd to look at because except for the mobile long tom, most of the other stuff is weird. Troop transport, VTOL, and the bit that's always the hardest to do, the aerospace support. You will notice very quickly that there's very, very few aerospace fighters compared to everything else in Battletech. And you sometimes have to dig to find some of them. Like I've noticed that the Word of Blake planes from Master Wings Aerospace are now also built by Brigadier. So, yeah, there we go. Some of them are really nasty pieces of work. So at least the Free Worlds League has access to really good planes, basically. So I'm going to go and redo probably the Marian hegemony lists in the same kind of fashion. And the other one I've got floating around is the one I wanted to actually make a list for a little bit tonight, with the Certus Fusiliers, a regular unit in the Free Worlds League. Not a Free Worlds League, the Federated Suns. So we've got another unit in general. That's what the spheres use the Grand Titan. So that gives me hope that we might be using them. So I was thinking of doing a little bit of everything with the Certus Fusiliers. I see them as three different types of detachment: militia, line, or assault, with their own rules here, and we're actually going to try to build a unit using those rules. My commander can have any mech he wants. So what do we give the commander? Let's just round around here of what do we give the commander? He can have whatever he wants.
List. Something heavy again.
Something heavy. I mean, the list the Fusiliers have is fair. I mean, it's Federated Suns mech and Liao mechs mostly, with the Liao mechs being a little bit rarer, and the common Fed Suns mech, your Javelins, your Valkyries, being more common. I'm not sure here. I mean, the Warlord is produced locally, more or less, and is an half decent mech, or a Devastator. I mean, Devastator is always a good mech as well. Nightstar is always a good mech. I mean, there's a lot of good assault mechs.
Yeah, Nightstar Commander.
Nightstar,
Battlemaster.
Battlemaster. I mean, that's a classic.
Let's see, what kind of Battlemaster?
What kind of Battlemaster? I'm not planning on using a C3, so I could just go with a common-ish Battlemaster. That's a Cretan one. That's a C3 one. That's a compact engine one. That's the XXL engine one. I mean, there's a lot of... Give him a flea. I mean, I know some people like that out there, but... I mean, the 6G is a modern-ish and a pretty good Battlemaster. We can go with that. ELR 6G Battlemaster. I'm not going to mess with stats or anything just yet, but I'm just going to lay down a thing. So as a line regiment, what do we have access to? Well, not a line regiment, a line company. What do we have access to? Line units are built around medium and heavy mechs, which are core. Light and assault mechs are special units. We have aerospace fighter support as available.
Enforcers,
a lot of enforcers. The thing is, Enforcer 3, or Enfield, all of those are available.
Enforcer 3.
Enforcer 3, well, that's a good backup. You're right. Enforcer 3.
Is Enforcer 6G?
6M. There is a 6G as well with a targeting. That's the one without a targeting computer, but more lasers. There's one with an Ultra AC-20 instead of a Gauss rifle. Well, that's no fun. There's one with a rotary AC-5 and an ERPPC that's fairly modern. That's odd. Okay, that's the one with the Gauss rifle. One with a C3 boosted slave, but we're not messing with C3s, so let's just go with an average Enforcer 3. 6M Enforcer 3. I'm going to go with a Caesar because, well, they're built locally as well on New Certus. So it kind of makes sense. That's why I've put them as one rarity more common than usual. But you can't be more common than a common mech. So, and for the Caesar, we are going to go with the brand new ones. The CSE 5R. That's the brand new ones that they've been building with Ardent Armor. That one I've actually never played, so I can't tell if it's good or not, but it's got ER medium lasers instead of medium pulse, snub nose PPC instead of an ER PPC, and a case protected Gauss. I'm pretty sure it is going to be hard to kill. So right now we're at, well, that's a commander. That's a core. That's a core. So right now we don't have any special and we don't have any rare unit yet. So what do we want for the next guy on the list? Probably an heavy or another medium. I mean, the choice is quite wide. I mean, Battlemaster.
Wolverines?
I mean, it's always a good mech to have, right? I mean, it is not a bad mech. But I mean, we're just piling into core units right now with a Wolverine. Good old Wolverine 6M. It's the classic modern version of the darn thing.
7M?
There's a 7D. There's an actual Davion version. We'll go with the 7D. That's the Davion version for the Clan Invasion Wolverines. That's reasonable. So we haven't done anything weird yet. All right. Now, for a battle lance, what would we want to put in? I mean, someone said Templar. I mean, Templars are fun. The original Templar is rare as balls, though. But we'll do it that way. Templar, we don't need. Well, Templar, there's no variant. It's an Omni, right? Yeah. Okay. So Templar.
Bigger wood variant is later.
And that's a rare unit. And as an Omni mech, it's got an attached battle armor. Well, Cavalier's the standard for them, I think, more or less. Yeah, the Cavalier. We'll put it as that. Should we do a all Omni unit?
Make it a Nova? Intersphere Nova?
The Blackhawk KU? Yeah, but an Intersphere Nova with 4 Omni mechs and and 4 Cavaliers. Yeah, that'll do it.
So we also have for Omnis.
We've got in the medium and heavy range, we've got the Firestarter Omni, that's a bit rarer. Centurion Omni, Blackjack Omni, classic. Mention, a bit rarer than usual. Blackhawk KU, which you can get the good version with the Clan XL engine as well. Avatar. Another damn good mech. So someone wants War Dogs. The War Dog's not on their list, I think, unfortunately. But the Avatar makes sense. I mean, it's a heavy mech, AV10 Avatar. That does count as a core unit, so that doesn't make it difficult to field. Unless we went with the fancy Avatar with the Clan XL engine. Mentions are almost always good. Would be a special unit. So we'll go with a mention. MN. What's mention again? It's not MN. Is it it's MS or MN? MS01 mention. MS010 mention. Which is a special unit. We haven't busted our rare or special unit cap. We're not even close to it. So I'm not worried about that yet. We go with another medium, either a Centurion Omni, a Blackjack Omni, or a Firestarter Omni.
Blackjack Omni? Is there one with the plasma rifle?
There is one with a plasma rifle, isn't there? No, there is no version of the Blackjack Omni with plasma rifles. Would be a very good configuration to put in. Should have someone look into that.
I think that's because that's what I always do when playing BTA. So I always give them a plasma rifle.
I mean, a plasma rifle in each arm would be a nasty, nasty thing. It's not the fastest lance, but it would work.
I mean, hey, it's battle lance. It's not supposed to go fast.
That's a core unit, so nothing too fancy there either. And we have another lance to finish up the company, and we are, like I said, nowhere close to busting a rare or special cap here. We go with another big boy mech to start with. Exterminator. We're doing it. We're doing a hunter lance. Yeah, that'd be an idea.
We can use the rare ones.
There you go. That's always rare for everybody. The exterminators is always a thing that nobody runs.
But it just hasn't been given a fair shake. There just aren't good variants of the exterminator.
Well, the thing is, the more modern variants, the Comstar ones, lose the jump jets, and I'm not always a fan of that. So it's weird. That's the problem I have with them sometimes, is they're just weird.
7X. Oh, that's just Storage Jaggers. That's not available.
XXL, composite internal structure. Yeah, baby.
It's medium VSP, but it's used by the clans. Okay.
Someone's just crazy there. Go with the Succession War exterminator. No, you do not. You do not.
You wouldn't be able to because this tech is not available. Extinct. Okay. Not that one.
I mean, I'd go with the basic exterminator, the 4D. I mean,
4D.
It's a underkiller. If we go with an underkiller lance,
that means we go with the Phoenix Hawk.
Faster units. Phoenix Hawk? Yeah, Phoenix Hawk's always good. It's always.
The Phoenix Hawk seeing the heavy mech keep up with them.
But I mean, if we want to go with something decently fast, I mean, the Phoenix Hawk's always good at that. That's the large pulse laser version. That's the Liao version. There's many versions of the Phoenix Hawk, if you've noticed. There's one with a plasma rifle. There we go. We're going to go with one with a plasma rifle, even though it says Liao on the tin. It's fine. It's fine. I mean, the base idea would be probably to also start limiting things by factions a little bit more, but I'm not at that point yet.
It also has stealth armor.
What is there? Does it have stealth armor and a plasma rifle?
Yep.
That's a very pleasant mech. I mean, we could go with the fancy exterminator with the null sig, but I don't think those are really around anymore.
Behold the battle lance and its stealth armor.
It's a group of stealth armor guys.
We have the rarity available for stuff like the Shrine Warrior.
Yeah.
Or the Wraith.
Let's go with the terrifying machine.
It,
Is there a Wraith with stealth armor?
No.
Or anything fancy?
It wouldn't be able to fit it.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's sad. There is one. The TR7 Winged Wraith as stealth armor, paired ER medium laser, and a clan ER PPC.
It is also something used only by the Death Commandos.
Yeah, that would not be something that you would be, available to normal people.
Let's see, maybe the TR5? Yeah, TR5. You'd have the TR5.
TR5, large X-Pulse, medium X-Pulse. It's a bit slower, so it goes 6.9, but it has a supercharger. And improved jump jets. I'd like a wing better than the improved jump jet on that thing, but
6.9 sprint, 12 jump 7.
That's quite good. So TR5 Wraith. It's rare, but no, it would be special, I think. Yeah, it would be special because it does. I mean, there we go. And Technically, the other mech could be also be a special because we've got 6 core units. We've got our commander, 6 core units, 2 rares, and 2 specials. So we could have another special, not another rare, but another special. The Huron warrior could fit there, yes. The marshal, because some people love the marshal. I know that. Is there another fast heavy in that list? I don't think so. Grasshopper's decently fast, but not super fast. The Falconer. The Falconer is decently fast as well, and is a pretty darn good mech.
Where's the T to C?
The Tsitsang.
C-Sum? Yep.
Tsitsang. Another fun Liao mech with a big axe.
It's also 6'9" TSM.
Ooh, that hurts. No, that's another good mech. Yeah, there is one with a plasma rifle. Oh, but it replaces the hatchet with a plasma rifle. That's sad.
Oh, no, it doesn't. 9C.
Yes.
9C.
Oh, okay. Aside from the hatchet, I misread. Okay. I mean, that could be fun.
And that means that we also have a formation that has 2 plasma rifles.
Oh, there's the 10L as well with heat dissipating armor and an XXL engine. That sounds like a bad idea. It sounds like a bad idea. Something with ECM, yeah, that would also be an idea. The problem is looking for ECM is not always as easy as it sounds. I mean, you'd have to start noting each thing's next to the mechs to tell you what is what. Sisong would be a good one, though. Lao's 5'8".
I'm just going to a megamek to see which ones have the right equipment.
I mean, ECM is strange because it's not always. You think it's on all sorts of things. Well, there's the Shen Yi with its 2 MRM-20s, an ER large laser, and 2 medium pulse and stealth armor.
Shen Yi.
If
it has stealth armor, then it has ECM.
Yeah, it has stealth armor, so it has an ECM. There's a version with 2 LRM-20s. Is it? Oh, it's 4.6. No, it wouldn't be able to keep up with the rest of the unit. Be like, oh boy, you guys go on ahead. I'll catch up.
Because otherwise, everything else here is 6'9".
Yeah. Which is why the Sithang would work, because it's decently fast, especially with the TSM. I think that Sithang is going to be a good one, and it's a special in this case, so it kind of works.
So we have common Omnimex and then rare.
There you go.
Well,
I mean, the Templar is rare. I mean, if we switch the Templar to a Templar 3, it would be a special instead. So there's that.
I mean, the Templar 3 then, that would be worth it.
But I mean, in terms of percentages, we're where we want to be here. We've got more core than everything else. We've got less rare than specials. And we've got a commander in not even a custom ride. It's a basic ride. I mean, you could have a custom ride at this point, but a BLR6G is perfectly reasonable. And that would be a perfectly reasonable command company for a battalion. The Argus is also a good mech to look at here because it has that mask and it has a Beagle probe. It doesn't have the ECM. It has the Beagle.
Let's see, Argus.
Is there a version with There's a version with a C3 slave. C3 boosted slave.
It's the 5D that has mass. And that's a Comstar one, but that's C3 slave.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a bad mech. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad mech, but I think that Xitang would be a little bit more in fitting with the other mechs in that particular lance. It's always the same when you're building a list for any game or anything. I mean, we could just optimize and go with a devastator and 3 archers, and be stupid like that.
More wraiths.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a unit 4 rates. I don't know, but that's gonna hurt your percentages though. In a unit like that would be 4 special units.
This would also get you kicked out of a tournament.
It would generally get you kicked out of a tournament. Yes, there is a high probability that someone's gonna look at you and be like, bruh, really bruh. And then, bad things happen.
You show up, they check your bag. I see you have more than one wraith model in here. What were you planning on doing with it?
No. Look, it's a wraith and a winged wraith and a wing wraith custom. And I was planning on selling them. Yes, selling them. I mean, the fact that we have a inner sphere Nova is also fun because it does show that you can have fun with that.
You have enough of that.
And I mean, having any Omnimex and carry battle armor as a support unit for a core upgrade. So it's basically those are free. We'll use air quotes around there. They're part of your unit. Yes, if you're starting to count battle values, it's probably going to go all over the place. This is not really made to do the battle value kind of thing or the tournament kind of thing, unless everybody agrees in the tournament. We're going to build our list this way and let's see how we adjust our battle values. But it kind of makes sense here.
Do they even have any light Omnimex to be like battle armor taxis?
What do we have for light Omnimex as the inner sphere is the better question, right? They do not have any. Cossack, Fireball, Locust, Mercury, Stinger, Wasp, Commando, Gunsmith, Mongoose, Falcon, Javelin, Osiris. The Osiris wanted to be an Omnimech, but it wasn't. That's the sad bit about the Osiris. It wanted to be an Omnimech, but it wasn't allowed to.
So then lightest would be the Firestarter Omni.
Yes.
There's your
at least for that particular formation. But I'm trying to think here for inner sphere omnis. What are we looking at for like lights? I mean, I don't even remember any light inner sphere omni-mechs. There's the Arctic Fox. The thing that Kit Fox wants to be when it grows up. And
IPO Omni-Mech
Inner Sphere Omni-Mechs. We've got the Arctic Fox. There's the is it the Malak for the there's the Malak for the Word of Blake, but I mean it's not the kind of thing you're gonna be buying for anyone ever.
Arctic Fox, the Gwing, Malak.
Oh, there's the Raptor. Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, Raptor.
Thank you very much. There is the Raptor.
That's it.
But that's your the Raptor is. I'm not sure who has it in the end because it says only Lucian Armor Works built them. They do say that Lucian built a ton of them, but I'm not sure in the end how many people's have them. And yes, it is. It is 50% of your weight is a pod space, so it is a nasty individual. So I mean, it is a very nasty 25 tonner, but I mean, it is a Curitan machine. You wouldn't have it in the Capellan Reaches, as an example. But if we were doing a Robinson's, what's the name of the Robinson regiment? Well, there's the Robinson March Militias, basically, which is the Curitan March Militias. Those guys would have access to all the Curita stuff fairly easily. So for those guys, you would have it.
They actually lost. It looks like they lost access to the Owens. So you don't even have that.
Sareth
the other.
is a 50-ton. No, Strider's 40. It's a cicada.
So yeah, it's not until you get to medium mechs if you really hit.
I mean, oh no, there's the gun. There's the gun.
Yes, the Gwyn.
Gwyn? Gwyn? Is that how you're
Gwyn.
supposed to say it? Is it gun, Gwyn?
I think there's supposed to be like that little mark.
Yeah,
over
but
the-
that in
it's
French,
Gwyn.
that would just say guten if you were to say it in French. So I'll
Yeah,
say
there's many
guten.
things in French where you just ignore half the consonants anyways.
There you go. Hey, it's a Chinese word. I'm going to mispronounce it as much as I can.
But yeah, okay, so here's your light Omni. It's 5'8",
Yeah, it's not fast. It's not a good battle armor taxi,
but half
but
its
it has a
weight is
plasma
weapons.
rifle. On a
Half of its
20-ton.
weapons are like half of its tonnage is in weapons.
Yeah, I don't know. It is a nasty individual, but in Vengeance it does have one additional issue though.
That's
It's
still
built by
enough damage to
Ceres.
knock you.
It's built by Ceres. That is a problem in Vengeance.
If anything, I prefer it to be a standard mech.
Here's the thing: 50% of them are standard mechs in Vengeance, because Ceres didn't ship them out as Omni mechs because they wanted to pocket the rest of the money. So, I mean, you're good, right?
Great, I built it correctly.
Yes, I'm mean to Ceres, but I feel like we should have more weird corporate shit in Battletech.
It needs something else going for it.
The
I mean, most of the
goon,
time,
yes, the
Most
goon.
of the time, that's a building. It just doesn't leave cover.
I mean, make a Malik without that C3I and without the funky cockpit, and maybe we'd talk. But I don't think people would really want to pilot those things. Oh yeah, there's the Owen as well. I completely blanked on the Owen.
Yeah, but they lose access to it for whatever reason.
I mean the Searchers Fusiliers wouldn't. I mean, it's a Free Worlds League mech at this point. It's Free Worlds League or Kurita. And the Free Worlds League has more of them than Auskuritas because they stopped production for like 30 years in the Draconix Combine because the factories were blown up. Well, the Irian factories kept going. But I mean, that is a mech that the Certus Fusiliers wouldn't have access to, but it is probably your best battle armor taxi for the Inner Sphere. Unless we did a custom mech for it, you know. I mean, the Owens is the Owens a single eat sinks and like 3.5 tons of fixed equipment. That's what I don't like about the Owens. Because that tag you're probably not going to use. That C3 slave unit you're probably not going to use, and that Beagle active probe. It's nice if the other guy a sensor ghost, but if you have anything else, it's probably not going to be that great. So the Owens is weird. Okay, I like it, but it's weird. It has some decent configurations, though. It does have some decent weirdo configurations, but all of them suffer from having single heat sinks on an OmniMech that could fit them in the engine to begin with. Because they didn't want they balanced out Auskuritas by not giving them heat sinks. That is what it is. I mean, the problem that we have with a lot of people going through the MUL for building lists instead of going through another system is that half the time they'll be like, well, there's a clan mech on the MUL, so I'll take it. You know.
You can't always take the Seahawk special.
Availability increase by 1 for nearby and 2 for further away would be an idea in some cases. I mean, the Raptor's a nasty thing. I'm okay. I do agree that the Raptor's a nasty thing. I have a bunch here. I don't think I even primed them yet. I thought I written up something on the Raptor already, but I haven't. I just looked up the stats and calculated it. So, I mean, it's a decent mech, the Raptor, honestly, but is it easy to get? Probably not as easy as you'd want. But I mean, we'd have to make regions of space if we wanted to go that way, Argyle. We'd have to make regions of space and then go from those regions of space to give us an idea of what you get where, basically, which would be another of my many projects that I'd have to add to whatever I'm working on, because I'm already working on way too many things. But I mean, this here seems to be an okay idea for building forces. So I think I'm going to keep working on that. What's the next unit I should mess with is the better question here. Can someone just give me a thing that they want me to work on real quick? I don't want to mess with the clans yet, because that will probably be very different when we mess with clan units.
What other kind of mech should we mess with?
Yeah. Marshes for ease of use. I'm gonna look at what I can do here for that.
Another cool mech that got maligned was the Annihilator.
Annihilator, I don't. The reason I don't like the Annihilator is that it doesn't have enough armor for a slow assault mech. I always have that problem with them. It feels like they're too flimsy for what they do, if you know what I mean. And LB-10Xs don't shoot that far, so you are going to be outranged by Gauss rifles and stuff like that.
All of the fast mechs with Gauss rifles laughing as they just move away from you.
I mean, a Hollander can probably take out an Annihilator if he's smart about it. Well, Mary and Hegemony have already got stuff up for. I need to correct it, basically, because right now they've got just a list of unit. I'd probably have to tweak it to something a little bit more rational, but I don't think I'd be adding or removing any units. It's not like they've got a huge access to stuff. They've got access to some things, but not that many, and a lot of them they're currently buying them off the Free Worlds League. So there is that. I've already got some Marian's stuff going. I've got a Free Worlds League. I've got a Federated Sons. I got a Mercenary. So we've got like the Lyrans, the Kuritas, the Liaos left. Endurian's its own weird boat. And then the clans I'm not messing with just yet, because the clans I'll need to sit and think about what I'm doing with the clans more, because this would be the same system, would probably be a little bit tweaked differently.
There's also the fact that clans fight over production rights. So who's producing what can swap depending on who wins what fight.
I mean, at least nowadays we know what factories are where and who owns what factories, so it's a little bit easier for the clans to know who builds what. But there's also we've got a whole bunch of old mechs that we can't replace and stuff like that. So that's also not fun. Oh, the Outworlds Alliance right now is probably one of the faction that's the best set in Battletech. They've got the good friends. They got their good friends, the Snow Ravens, helping them, so they can be like Space Pennsylvania, while there's a Space, I don't know, Space New York helping them. So I think they're good.
They actually did pretty well against the Snow Ravens. They didn't get walked on.
Arturus in the Tamar marches. Who are those guys? That's a good question. Hey, Tanky's back. Welcome back.
Oh, it's good to be back. We hit bingo fuel. My wife called, so I had to drop out for that. I got stuck in a tight spot that did not involve my wife, but rather involved the truck.
Mm.
Then my mom called. Then my best friend called. So it was like, hey, I got to drop out for a minute.
That's perfectly fine. We built a Certus Fusilier unit with all sorts of weird
sweet.
stuff, with
It
battle
looks
masters
gross.
and Caesars and enforcers and Wolverines. Well, no, one of
Battle
each.
Rack Masters.
No,
Yeah,
it's an heavy PPC battle master.
yeah, our command lance has
Ooh.
all the core units, and our forward elements are all the special units.
Like a
Heck
battle,
yeah.
a Inner Sphere Nova for the second block with a Templar, Avatar, Mention, and Blackjack Omnis with Cavaliers riding on them.
Nice.
And a random, crazy
A
unit.
pursuit lance.
A Pursuit Lance with an Exterminator, a Phoenix Hawk, a Wraith, and a Tsitsang. For the weird
I
shit.
mean, the T song that comes out in like the 3060s, right?
Yeah. It's a nasty.
Okay, then yeah. Yeah, then it stands to reason they could have salvaged a few of those over the past like 100 years,
Yeah.
90 years.
Same with the Wraith. Same with the Mention. There'd be a few floating around. And getting the parts would be not super easy, but
It's doable. I mean, if the Mention's based off of the Ravens chassis, you could, in theory, just take all those Ravens you've salvaged and just be like, "Hey, let's get some parts."
There's a lot of Ravens that were salvaged. Let's be very honest.
Absolutely. So narratively and fluffily, it is very fluffy.
And it fits. I mean, it fitted the rules here. We've got mostly core units. We've got more specials than rares, and nothing too terribly weird going with it. So the system seems to work. Now I'll try to keep playing with it. I was trying to see what next unit I should do. Either Lyran, Kurita, or Liao. One of the three. Who should I do?
Kurita has a lot of fun stuff.
Kurita has a lot of fun stuff. Where in Kurita space is the question, or what Kuritan unit more particularly?
Do the rats.
The rats?
Yeah.
That's what's their name of the unit?
No, it's not the Arcav Legion.
Vega. Legion of Vega.
Yeah, Legion of Vega. Either do the rats or do the definitely not Night Lords from Warhammer 40k logo guys.
There's the Night Lords or the Skavens. Do one of the two.
Yeah. See, so basically, we're going to entice viewers with the promise of some Kurita stuff. But what they're going to get is either Skavens or Night Lords.
The Legion of Vega.
I love it, man. Let's do it.
Assigned to support the Legion. they still get aerospace fighters because anybody that is not light gets thrown to the Legion of Vega.
Right.
I love the Legion of Vega.
Downside to the Legion of Vega is no Shiros, no Rokurakubis, no Hitotsun Kozos, no Tenshis.
No mech built after 30 before 30 no mech built after 3060. So you should go with that.
Shit.
No.
Do you still get C3?
You can still get C3s. No, that's the thing. Like rarer mechs in Aus Kurita would have the penalty to rarity to them. Because they're not the people that you normally send the best stuff to, but they generally do very good job whenever they're deployed. So there's that too. So they're a fun unit. They're very, very different from all the other Kuritan unit. So it would be a test. I'll probably work on that tomorrow while I am.
They would have the tarantula.
It would have the tarantula, would they?
It's a piece of crap for a piece of crap unit. Why not?
Yeah, but who builds it? That's my question with the tarantula.
Draconis Combine Free World.
It's a Korean mech from the Korean Free Worlds League division. I'm not sure they'd have it. They'd have Panthers. They have a lot of Panthers and a lot of Jenners and pen Jenners. That's what happens when you break a Jenner and a Panther, and you have to fix it. So you put the Panther's torso on top of the Jenner's legs,
The
and you
year is
open the thing.
2890. Panthers and
That
Generals
sounds
are charging across the battlefield. The year is 3150. Panthers and Generals are charging across the battlefield.
that combination sounds like the white. Just move the
Kinda.
PPC out of the arm and into the torso.
The Nodachi, yes, they did test out. They were the one doing the Nodachi because they had a sword and everything, and that's not honorable. Basically, anything built by Cosby Battle Mech Research, the people of the Legion of Vega will have access to in large amounts because Cosby Battle Mech and my Omer research firm are a bunch of assholes. Let's be quite honest. They are terrible people. The ISF
Spiders?
the ISF is always happy to not look at what they're doing.
You'd have the Venom.
You'd have the spider, you'd have the venom, you'd still have like quite a few things. And I mean by 3150, there's still the the not the not good unit of the bunch, but they'd probably be at least fitted with some gear, I would say.
It's just that by 3150, that some gear is stuff that was modern in the 3060s.
The thing is, you wouldn't have any of the fancy NovaCat bits that was stolen off the NovaCats.
Which
It's one thing you wouldn't have.
The Sphinx?
They have a. Is there a Sphinx? Is there a?
Kurita would have access to the Sphinx that are salvaged from the Novacats.
Yeah, but I'm not sure they'd give them to the Legion of Vega. That's the thing.
Very debatable, truly.
Because I mean, the good clan mechs you'll give to the Swords of Light regiments, I would say. At least that's my understanding. It is odd. Like you see the kind of thought process I go to as I make those lists. I have to think like, I mean, I could just go like everything the Kuritas have, everything the Novacats have, because they stole everything from the Novacats. No, I have to be a little bit more fluffy and a little bit more like what would happen and what would you give these guys? Like what I would probably do with the Legion of Vega. I mean, you could have like a rarity bonus on all your units if you take older units. Like you want a grand dragon. Well, you take a dragon that's from you take the old dragon. Yeah, rather than being a rare unit, it's gonna be a common one because you took a rare piece of crap instead of a very modern one. So there's things I'm thinking here. That's going to be a fun one to mess with. Depends on how work is tomorrow. It's always the case when I'm messing with things. So
next time we convene, it's going to be Legion of Vega.
Well, I might have time to do more too, but I mean that's the one I'm going to work on tomorrow is the Legion of Vega to have something a little bit workable. And I mean, I'm posting those things on the Discord anyways if people want to look at them and want to mess with them. Yeah. I'd probably have to write the actual rules somewhere to be smarter on how to build things, but it's fun for making fluffy units and making things rather than I'm rolling it on a rat or I'm looking at the MUL, which a lot of time the MUL is not pleasant.
It's very. I mean, I guess they're supposed to be fixing this when they update the MUL to include record sheets. But it's one of those things where it's like, okay, I have like 10 Wolverines to choose from. Well, let me pull up my phone or and pull up Mech Factory or swap over tabs onto Sarna and look up each of these Wolverines to see which Wolverine it is that I want, instead of being able to click on it, see what it has, and roll with it. Because all you need to do for Alpha Strike is look at it and go, "This has the points that I like. This does the damage that I like. Let's put it in the list."
I don't like Alpha Strike.
I like
Oh.
Alpha Strike because it's the spiritual successor to Clicky Tech. It's everything Clicky Tech wanted to be and could have been. If it's Clicky Tech, if Clicky Tech was good.
A unit of wasp. You have to remember though for the Kurita, if you want a unit of wasp, have fun. You can have a unit of wasp, 12 wasp as a single unit, and it counts as a lance instead of counting as a as a
Oh
company.
yeah, the swarm
of cheap
formation.
mechs. Oh yeah,
Also,
definitely the Legion of
technically-
Vega will have every single wolf trap available because nobody else wants them.
It's not even that bad. It's just that you ran into stuff like clan ERP PCs and ghost rifles.
The real problem of the wolf trap is that the Centurion exists. The Centurion's a better wolf trap.
Centurion dared to exist. Wolf track. I like tater tots.
I mean, the MUL, if you go in like early Succession War and things like that, it works better because it's for that they've actually took the time to kind of look at the stuff. It's when you get to Jihad and Civil War and like all the list is half like clan mechs and all that stuff. Like you go to Federated Sons. Okay, maybe not the Filtfelt Coalition. Maybe not
See,
these guys.
This is why we need another 4 Succession Wars.
There we go. We need more Succession Wars.
And like maybe they could put a filter on there that says, I want to build out of, this
What boxes I have at
book,
home.
this book right here. Or even I mean, hell, check the boxes. That'd be
the greatest thing. I mean, I'd have to talk to Josh Perrian for that.
And stars.
It'd be literally like you open the master unit list, you create your account, you click the boxes you own, and when you pull up something, it brings up the list, and everything that you own is highlighted. That would be great. That would be probably too good.
It's too good of an idea. But also, like, check the box to say, hey, I want to play as mercenaries, but I want to use rarity and commonality levels. So now suddenly, this Adder S. Yes, as a mercenary, you can run an Adder S. This is your one rare mech in the clan in FedCom Civil War era. This is your one rare mech. Are you sure you want an Adder S as your rare mech?
Some people might.
I mean, yeah. I mean, there's more utility in an Adder S than a Gargoyle C Iridani Light Horse box.
Mm-hmm. Hey, it's got an Ultra AC-20 on a 5.8 chassis. That's good enough for me.
Yes, but Adder S is hello, infantry man and power armor man. Let me introduce you to the mercy of our Lord and Savior John Moses Browning and his Space 50 cals.
It's not a Space 50 cal. It's still a Browning M1. That's all it is. We didn't even change the thing in 1,000 years, and it still works.
My local group, so the guy who puts it on, he's gotten into bolt action and conflict 47, and in the span of like 2 months or however long it's been since the third ed dropped the whatever version they're on, he's gotten a big old group going every Sunday at Rocks. Anyway, he had a dude print up like 20 M4 Shermans in Battletech scale.
All the Shermans, all the time.
And because Xterro 1945 exists, and by God, Shermans are going to be deployed on this planet.
I mean, compare a Sherman to a Vedette. I'm not sure which one I'd get.
Hell yeah. What was really cool about that book, a lot of people don't know this, but in the back, it has a table that expands the ranges to more quote quote realistic ranges.
Mm-hmm.
So the heavy cannon that is basically the Tiger's 88 ends up shooting like 136 hexes.
God. Well, that's something different.
There is a if I drop out of here and go to the local server to copy the chart real quick and send it to you, it's going to cut me. It's going to drop me from the
Yeah, don't worry about it.
from
I'll
this.
just go get
But
XTRO. As with
yeah.
any good April Fool's thing from the people making BattleTech, it's a better content than what they're actually publishing.
It truly is.
It's great that the Age of War starts in 2005, though. I'm really happy the Age of War starts in 2005.
Started in 2001. Oh, we're talking about the Age of War for BattleTech, not the Global War on Terror.
There we go. There's a big difference. I mean, that's what I'm working on, basically. I mean, I'm working on so many things, but I mean, it really depends on what strikes my fancy at what time while I'm at work, mostly. And if work lets me do anything. I do have mechs to paint in large batches as well. So, I've got too many things on my plate. But I mean, I'm spinning them as I can. That's the important bit. And I'm moving things in the directions that I can. I'm still working on the factories list as well, or factory things. I've got some help from a CGL contractor on that. That's fun. I'm going to...
Not a junior contractor, right?
No, an actual contractor.
Oh.
Incredible, isn't it? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Getting help from people. But
so we know what to steal.
So it might actually be a viable. It might actually be viable and good information.
Yeah, it's from he sent me Lucian Armor work and Defiance lists of production and stuff like that. So it'll give me a better idea of what's being in production. Because for Lucian Armor work, I am really confused. Because yes, they stole all the stuff from the Nova Cats, but there's barely anything that uses clan technology, except for like really odd, like almost one-off mechs, like your Shiros that you keep talking about. So I get confused. So I'm thinking of where I'm going with the factories with that. I haven't been messing with characters a whole lot recently, but that's kind of that's par for the course in that kind of situation. You have to focus on one thing at some point.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to end it there. I've been yammering for long enough. And I do have to get ready for sleep for work tomorrow as well. So I thank everybody for watching. Remember to like, share, and subscribe because it really does help right now with how the algorithm changes. Remember to call your mom and say you love her every once in a while. It's not a bad thing to do.
Hey.
And I'll see everybody.